Good morning. This is the pre-market video for 18th May 2022. Now before we dwell into the video, I would like to remind you that I've opened a new service in which you can trade exactly what I am trading on a positional basis, and if you're interested in it, then do see the pinned tweet on my Twitter profile for more information, as it will profit you in a big way over the time period. Now when we come to how the indexes will perform today, we have to look at two views. Number one is the positional view, and number two is the intraday view. Positional and intraday view today are very similar, which is not a usual occurrence. So that is a good factor. Now when we look at also the global markets, I had said 2 days ago that the Nasdaq, S&P and Dow Jones were trying to break above the 50-day moving average, and there would be some turbulence there, but when they broke it would be a good climb on that trading session. Now the turbulence occurred day before yesterday, and yesterday they managed to break through and had a good rise. So now when you look at the chart, you will see that the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, 20 wants to cross above the 50. If that were to occur, then that would be a very good positive sign for the global markets. However, now when we fall back to our markets, the Nifty and Bank Nifty have reached a very important point, and it is one of the reasons I took off yesterday. I had put on Telegram and WhatsApp that take off a lot of the profits you've made if you had sold puts with me, as we reached a point at which if we fail to break through, we can have a reversal to the downside, basically form a box range, not a full-on reversal yet. Why I say that is, let's say if you look at the Nifty future on a positional basis, the Nifty future has a very important resistance zone between 16,300 and 16,463. Now it will be very crucial for the index to break this zone, as if it manages to breach above this zone, then the only hurdle it really has is at 16,580. After that, it's basically got a clear shot up till 17,200. So the hurdle number one for the Nifty on a positional basis is 16,000, you can say 300 to 16,463. It breaches this, then 16,582. If it breaches that, it's got a clear up move until 17,200. Yes, there will be some jaggery going on the way up, but you will have clear hurdle. So I expect most of the turbulence for the Nifty to come between 16,300 and 16,463, as that will be the main bone of contention. But the break of that will open 16,600, call as 16,582 resistance is there. Now when we look at the Bank Nifty, again it started loading. Now the Bank Nifty has a bit of a different picture for only one reason. Bank Nifty's hurdle number one is 34,433 on the positional. We're talking positional here, we're not going intraday, on the positional basis. If it manages to break above that, then it has a very strong resistance zone at 35,297 to 35,400, I would say. So 35,297 to 35,400 is a very major zone, and if I see weakness anywhere below this, then I might start selling calls above it. But now that will be a very high risk trade, because if we breach that level, then 36,000 is a partial hurdle, but the real hurdle will be 36,700. So now today for the Bank Nifty on the positional basis this week, we'll have to see, number one, can we break 34,433? If we manage to do that, then 35 to 297, 35,300 you can say, to 35,400. Now that's going to be an important cluster. Then 36,000, that is then 36,762 to be exact. Now if we get rejected at 34,433, then we'll form a box range with that as being a high and the low of Friday last week. So now there will be a wide range in which we will form a zigzag pattern. So how I would classify it is, provided we are within that range, I will not say we have gone into a new downswing, as we will be trading within that range. We would have to break Friday's low for us to start a new downswing. We would enter a box range, so we are going to have a box range or a bullish continuation to the top. And for the Nifty on that type of basis, if we basically were to get rejected between 16,299 to 16,463, then we'll form a box range with that as a resistance, and the Friday's low being a support, or if the 15,720 con support zone, we can call it the base of the halting. It will be a wide box range which will give us many moves in between. So the Nifty and Bank Nifty have reached a very important point at which, if they cross, then it's a blow through. If they cannot cross, then it is not story over, it is story on pause. Now when we look at the 4-hour chart of Bank Nifty and Nifty, we see they have also reached the same point. There's a 20-day moving average has stopped them. It is acting as resistance. So if you look at without quant levels, a break of the 20-day moving average should give us a move up to the box range resistance to 16,492. So that's why now this is looking at it on an intraday time frame. That was looking at it on a daily time frame. So now let's come to the quant levels for today. The quant levels are very similar. Only basically they are encompassing a lot. Let's say the Nifty has a quant resistance of 16,360 and 16,480, which we can say on the daily chart is 16,300 to 16,463. So it is matching in a relative sense. Only in the quant resistance it's giving us, for the intraday, giving us up to 16,360, as that is where, if we usually look at the chart, how it will form is, that's where the wick will go till, and then the candle body will close around 16,300 if there's a failure of breakouts. So that's how the whole levels play out. So for intraday, 16,360 is resistance number 1, then 16,480 is resistance number 2. If we breach this, then 16,620 is the next resistance, which is very similar to, it's 40 points away from the daily chart, and you'll notice that the 40 points basically it will be a wick mostly, and the candle real body will come and close at the daily level. Then 16,680 is the next resistance level. If we have a decline, 16,140 is the first support, 16,050 and 15,920. These three should handle any decline. So on the upside, the first resistance zone is at 34,390, and a break of that would bring 34,790. 34,390, these two are very important resistance zones, as 34,790 can have a lot of stopping power too, as it is also, when I look at it, a former gap down resistance zone, plus it's also a normal candle resistance zone when you look at it on a 30-minute chart. So that level is very important, as it's a quant zone meeting with two candle zones. So the next one is 35,200 to 35,350. These three, I believe, will handle all the game for today. On the downside, if we start having a breakdown in 33,900, 34,000 is the first level which you have to rely on. And it is, if you look at the 30-minute chart again, you'll see that is where the 20-day moving average is resting. The 20-day moving average is roughly at 33,880. So it's 20 points below that. So that would be a good support. Then if you break that, then 33,650 and 33,340 to 460. These two are classified as major support zones, and this is a normal support zone for the index. Then 33,100 and 32,350. How I expect the index to trade? Basically, I expect today to be a bit bumpy as we are trying to break through a major resistance on the daily chart. That's as I've explained earlier on the thing. So we'll get a both sides move as the index tries to climb. So I would say basically keep a keen eye on what is going on, and you'll heavily have to rely today on the quant levels and what is simply forming on the chart. I would advise you focus more on something
7:30,
like the 10 or 15 minute chart today instead of the 5 and 2-3 minute charts, as that will remove a lot of the noise which is occurring. Thank you for watching, and do like the video and subscribe to the channel.